Taurus, how are you? Welcome to the channel and to your reading, Taurus. We are going to connect with your energies for these next few days, next few hours. What do the angels let us see in this case? Do not forget to take what resonates and also to consult your moon sign and ascendant, which let us see something more of what might be coming. Let us see, Taurus, what is coming for you then with these changes that I feel are approaching? Well, here there is an angel who gives us a message, a sign, because it speaks to us a little bit about putting thoughts in order more specifically. This angel says, I am the healer of thought. It is necessary to put certain things in your life in order to get rid of everything that bothers you. And that includes people, those people who are expecting a lot from you, and then do not give you anything in return. Obviously, you might be doing something selflessly, but it is always good to receive some attention from obviously the one who receives our action. It tells me that maybe you specifically are acting from a place of good sense and also real insight, obviously trusting in that response, in that give and take. And sometimes it just does not come. You can be doing everything with clarity, expecting some return, and yet nothing really arises. There are many experiences as well that the angels invite you to share. Experiences, occurrences, moments. That could be it. And also clearing your head a little bit of what might be thoughts at this moment that in some way are limiting us. Well, this refers exactly to the first card because it is the card of differences. And here it is telling us that we need to see something with clarity. Well, perhaps what you are expecting specifically is recognition regarding a situation that you are experiencing with a person where you are not reaching an agreement. You are not reaching an agreement because there are different interests on your part and on the part of the person. And here, the card of overcoming what these differences are is that also from this situation, you are going to be gaining certain experience and you are going to realize if this person specifically, making allusion to the first card, expects something more. Or you are expecting something more from that person. It tells me there that sometimes the richness, both of the experiences and of the relationship, which can be in any area, comes from diversity, precisely from different opinions. Especially because if you are able to establish some kind of dialogue that is truly aligned with what a resolution might look like, surely all those different ideas that are coming together can eventually give rise to a really great idea, or perhaps even a truly wonderful, meaningful creation that serves as a beautiful foundation for whatever you are trying to build together. So I think that if you give yourself permission or the opportunity arises from that person, because you know that you are willing to have that conversation, and the person is approaching with the intention also of settling certain things, you are going to begin to realize that in that conversation, common points of view arise, shared viewpoints. Furthermore, they manage to reach an agreement to navigate the situation and work together on the matter. They successfully find common ground and commit to moving forward with a shared purpose, turning these connections into something truly meaningful and productive. This could involve work, or it might be related to your friendships or obviously your romantic relationship. It speaks to us about balance and the middle path, the choice. Because we have the Temperance card here, right? It really is all about finding that perfect harmony. There are situations that are going to be settled and balanced if you are willing to yield a little bit too, right? And here a card is speaking to us. This one, very interesting regarding the situation that tells us that something must be seen in another way, certainly, right? To see it with clarity. Yes, it is a moment where you need to observe things, certainly. First, these thoughts regarding the situation, and then to observe the behavior of that person, to observe other things, and obviously to open yourself up to new points of view, because this is nothing more than the Hanged Man card. So it tells us that right now you need to look at things from a different angle. In other words, you need to see beyond what is happening at this moment and realize all the possibilities that exist within this situation, even though right now it feels quite unfavorable to you. There is more here than what you are seeing on the surface, and this moment is asking you to open your perspective, take a step back, and recognize that this difficult situation may still hold unexpected opportunities. This is not a situation that should cause you any worry, because even if everything currently remains at a complete standstill, or if things are still paused, and you might even be dealing with a total communication block with that person, or perhaps you just cannot seem to find the right way to approach them, there is no need for concern. The pause this person is taking to sort out this situation for your benefit is almost certainly only temporary. So keep in mind that they know you are truly unique when it comes to this matter, and that is exactly why they need a little more time before deciding how to move forward in a way that favors you most. You have to make the most of the difference this situation is making in you, right? And with this person, you're going to come out of all this more than benefited, more than favored by the situation. We're going to see that this conversation may also bring up other issues, things that will open doors for you. And that in turn could also mean a change in your work life or even in your relationships. So this is a moment that can create new possibilities for you on more than one level. This upcoming conversation truly has the potential to change your life. It could shift your entire perspective regarding your relationship and the deep bond you share with this person. Clearly, everything here looks very favorable for you. Now, let us see exactly what the cards have to reveal to us, Taurus. Remember that these are always very general readings. Sometimes it may be that it applies to you, sometimes not. If you want to have a personal consultation, in this case, you can have it with me, and you schedule that consultation through the website that you always see here in the video, and you also have a pinned comment there. Go directly to the page link, and there you are, finding options to choose the reading of your preference. Let us see what the cards tell us now. Well, the Magician. Well, here you are as the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Cups card. Well, let us see. The Magician is a card that speaks to us a little bit of moving into action, right? Ready, there is a resolution. This is totally predicted. That resolution is what drives you to take decisive action and, most importantly, to reclaim your personal power. Because the difficult situation that you faced previously might have actually left you feeling quite vulnerable and drained of your energy. Having taken away your confidence, having taken away your expectation, having put you in an uncomfortable place, that is why you were in the Hanged Man. So you had the impression that it was going to stay like that, that there were not going to be changes, that you were not going to have the right to reply. Indeed, there is. And besides, it does not only benefit this situation in such a way that a solution is generated and you enter into a situation where you reach an agreement. And here I return to emphasize something. It has nothing to do with the relationship you have with this person. It can be of any type. It tells me that you have absolute power over this to manifest what you want to achieve. That is to say, you have a lot to win. That is why the angel told you, you know that you are unique for this issue, unique for this person. So something is manifested. What you have to use here is the skill and the capacity to use all that energy put into that. If it is work, put into that work, put into that person, put into the gift of the word. Because obviously the Magician, and if we are talking about conversations, we are going to be governed by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. You have the gift of the word, you have the gift of conviction, you have the gift of enchantment to put it in some way, because the figure of the Magician, and you have the strength of the word through action. So when you face what's ahead, you need to go in with certainty. When the opportunity comes, move forward with the full will to win, to truly claim it. And above all, start visualizing it creatively and actively, making that manifested desire real, literally in your mind and through your actions. This can become a great creative expansion across all the realms and all the areas of your life, and that can lead to greater earnings for you because you already have all the elements you need within you to create, to set your intention with clarity, and to fully bring it into reality and make it happen. Their internal and external elements. But do not forget that when the Magician appears in a reading, it is indicating that you have a direct connection with a channel, which is the channel of the Master, of God, as you want to call him, who is directly connected with you to make that desire manifest. This does not stay here. This stays in evolution. It stays in stability, right? That is to say, it disembarks in stability, it disembarks in evolution, because it is a moment where you are going to feel in full abundance. The Queen of Pentacles is the card that connects with your own element. An earth element, which obviously speaks to us of prosperity, speaks to us of making sense of that creativity in a responsible way, and that can increase your earnings. And that is going to repercuss in economic wealth, also in a concrete solution to a problem. That is going to bring about a point where many aspects of your life start to be resolved. And on top of that, I also believe you may be very strongly supported by someone who is genuinely concerned about this situation as well, someone who is there for you, backing you up, and helping everything move in a much more positive direction. And in some way, they're also stepping in to help you come out of this whole situation as well as possible in the strongest position they can manage for you. Be that as it may, someone worries about your well-being, perhaps about the well-being of the people who surround you, or it is you who is worrying specifically about this punctual situation with this person, because that person in some way is involved directly with you. You are capable of seeing a business here, or seeing an expansion, or preparing yourself, or embarking for some important business, or for some type of small company, or for an excellent negotiation. This is a very positive card when we are talking about the need to feel safe and secure in the face of situations that we ourselves may be going through in our lives at this very moment that are a little bit complicated and that have to do directly with our personal well-being, our nutrition, our finances, our family, the decorum of our life. That is to say, of everything that the Queen of Pentacles occupies herself with is giving us that nutrition and that expansion so that those factors, those situations of our life are totally resolved. And what could be the great abundance or the great expansion is seen in those aspects. It also speaks to us of a commitment, the commitment that can be reached in a traditional way with someone. If the conversation has an emotional tint, if the conversation has a relational weight, here you and that person are reaching an agreement after a moment of differences in the weight that this relationship has. It is a weight obviously important because it is built on what are the pillars of respect, value, loyalty, fidelity, and what could also be something traditional. If it came out with you, you would be having to prepare yourself for a quite important and serious bond. Now, here there is a Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is the card that represents what could be apathy, but it is a very interesting Four of Cups because it is telling me that in other moments you could have felt an insecurity regarding some type of similar, alike situation, right? Perhaps you previously faced a situation that remained unresolved regarding certain personal concerns, and today life is finally presenting you with a clear opportunity to step away from a dynamic that has long felt like nothing more than a stagnant comfort zone. You are standing at a crossroads now, and you are going to take that leap forward to embrace the change that you truly deserve today. Because perhaps at another time, as I was telling you, you rejected an opportunity similar to this in the professional sphere, in the relational sphere, because obviously the Queen of Pentacles, if we are talking about a general context, can also be coming to offer something very good in terms of work or in terms of financial expansion. So I think that the opportunities that arrive here are to get you out of stagnation, to recover your enthusiasm again, so that you can begin to focus on the positive and not on the negative, so that you get out of a situation that in your life could have been generating stagnation, boredom, nostalgia, and frustration. And on top of that, you can regain your energy and meditate with intention. And if you want to fantasize or dream about a reality, well, one very similar to the one I'm telling you about here, you can absolutely do that too, freely right now. By taking advantage of these opportunities and leaving all those uncertainties behind, because I can assure you that the end of this stagnation is coming so that you can feel motivated and excited once again, really. It is about getting your enthusiasm back and moving forward with a renewed sense of hope. This could obviously be with a specific person, a business, or an economic advancement. The reading is truly focused on what could be a massive breakthrough for you personally in every single area of your life. It is time to move forward and embrace this incredible new chapter ahead. There are people of the earth sign around you of water signs who complement you quite well, such as water Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And well, you have the magician there too, which obviously makes sense of what is a very powerful energy that aligns you with a good gift of the word communication, which has to do, as I told you, with what could be this. It is that you are prepared and ready to have a very important conversation that moves you up several levels. Well, here it speaks to us of the ego. It is necessary to, well, cite precisely this situation requires that you can release the attachment to the ego, right? Sometimes pride overcomes us and, well, we think that we are right. And sometimes it is not like that. In fact, the Four of Cups sometimes places us in that situation, right? One must recognize the illusion of control. Sometimes the need to dominate and demonstrate superiority locks the ego in its own cage. You have to free yourself from that prison and cultivate humility. True strength lies in authenticity, empathy, and emotional openness. Being more flexible with yourself, with others, and allowing yourself to let go of control is how you would be freeing yourself from the attachment to the result. Because sometimes the Four of Cups leaves us in that situation in which we only want to see that as if it were the only option that works for us, and we are wasting something very good, which is the opportunity to connect with a definitive solution for this situation. So let us trust and decree, Taurus, so that this happens.